everybody, and welcome to Queens of the Ring. I am Sarah, and here with my lovely, beautiful, smart, hilarious co-host, Miss Denise. We thank you guys for being here with us tonight. We're going to talk about some wrestling stuff. But before we start, this show is exclusive to the Hardcore Sports Network, so please like and subscribe to the Hardcore Sports Network, and you can follow them on all social media platforms: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, all the social medias. But yeah, we've got some wrestling stuff. Oh, Robert Brown, how's it going? Thank you
RB
for joining. RB, yeah, RB. Thank you for joining us. It's good to see you. It's good to see you. So yeah, so we're gonna talk about some wrestling stuff tonight. Um, our first topic we're gonna discuss is Jimmy Uso returning to SmackDown. I have one word for that. Hallelujah. I am so glad he's back. Oh my God. I was pumped when he showed up at Bad Blood at the end of the match,
Yep.
helping out Roman and Cody winning. Oh my gosh. And, it looks like to me, watching him open the show, um, watching him opening the show, it really looked like he was really happy to be there.
Oh yeah,
Like he missed it a lot.
being
So,
for as long I would too.
yeah, definitely. I mean, he was out almost 6 months.
It's wild.
So I
I think
wonder though how much of it was from his injury, because wasn't it a shoulder injury?
something like that. I think.
I think it was a shoulder injury. So how much of it was from his injury, and how much of it was they were just keeping him off of TV until he was needed again in the Bloodline story?
Yeah.
But it's
Who
just way too long for him to be gone. Like he really needed to come back, and I'm so happy he came back.
mm,
But yeah, I agree. They should have had Solo and Jacob win the match, not Roman and Cody. I agree, Robert. I definitely agree with that because you're building this, narrative that Solo's bloodline is just unbeatable. They're unstoppable. They're um, violent and just, it's like a freight train. They're like a freight train running through the rest of the men's locker room. So I think it would have made more sense to have Solo and Jacob win, but I think the reason why they flipped it was because you had Jimmy coming back.
well, yeah, I
Which
was gonna say. Go ahead.
no, it's okay. Yeah, I just that's all I wanted to say.
I mean, not only like with Jimmy coming back, but I mean, it's Roman's first PLE since WrestleMania. And it's Cody. They're not gonna friggin' pin Cody or Roman on his first match back. So I mean, it was inevitable that
I didn't
Roman.
even think about that. I didn't even think about it from that point. Roman is an attraction, as they say. People will watch PLEs or watch SmackDown simply because Roman is on it. They could give a crap about whatever else is going on, but if Roman's there, they're going to be watching and paying attention. So I didn't even that is an excellent point, Denise. I didn't even think of it from that perspective. Yeah, they're not going to have Roman losing his first PLE back
Lord, see,
since
I can't.
WrestleMania, which was yeah, that was like 6-7 months ago.
Yeah, what April, May, June, July, August, September, October. Yeah, 6 months.
6 months. So yeah, they're not. Yeah, basically, Jimmy got hurt right after WrestleMania and had to go on the shelf. So,
Mm.
which sucks. But yeah, see, Robert, I didn't think about that. I was just like, it makes more sense with what they have going on that Solo and Jacob win. But oh my gosh, Jacob Fatu is a beast. I really enjoy watching him. He's wonderful.
He is.
Oh my gosh, he is so much fun. And seeing his like I mean, he is like, I kind of think of him, he's like the whole package because
He
he's got
is.
the facial expressions and mannerisms down. He's excellent in the ring. He's good on the mic. And his entrance is awesome with the show on the big screen, and then his music and the flames that come up during his theme song. I'm like, this is awesome. That's
Oh,
one
yes.
that's one thing that Def Rebel did right was Jacob Fatu's entrance music.
Yeah. I mean, I
So-
got to see him for the first time wrestle back in November, and I'm like sitting there watching him, and I was like, who the hell is this guy? Holy shit. Like, literally, like, he does the friggin' frog splashes off the top rope, and I was like, oh my god, what are you doing?
Right? Or I can't imagine seeing his moonsault in person.
Yeah.
Like his moonsault is impressive watching it on TV. So I'm sure seeing it in person, it's even more impressive.
Yeah, it was insane.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, Robert said that Jacob, he worked a match with his brother Jay with a bad shoulder. Like I didn't know that.
I didn't either.
God, that was devastating. I was like, not Jimmy, no. I was so sad, but so very happy when he finally did come back. So
Yes. Oh yes.
and we've got Mr. Earl Cole in the building tonight. How's it going, Earl? Thank you for joining us. So yeah, I don't
I was wondering how long it was going to take you to realize that, Sarah.
Right? I was waiting.
I noticed it pretty quick. That's why I'm just like.
Well, I was looking to the side where the chat is, and I was reading, oh, and we've got Earl, and I always check just to make sure, to see if anybody's in the chat. I want to make sure people feel included and acknowledged and all of that. So, Earl, we troll you like that out of love. It comes from a good place. It is hilarious.
It is hilarious.
So, yeah, I don't know. Jacob hasn't cut promos yet per se. I know he's had done a little bit on the mic, but he hasn't cut a promo yet. But I've heard him speak, and he's very good at it.
Mm-hmm.
So
he is.
I don't think he's going to have any problems. But they're emulating him after Solo, when Solo was the enforcer for Roman, they're emulating that with Jacob. So he's going to be, as I call it, the strong silent type. He's going to be muscle and not so much talking, but more action.
Yep.
So, but yeah, I just was, and I was kind of surprised they had, that they had Jimmy lose his first match back.
I was not expecting that either.
I'm like, oh, cool, Jimmy's going to win. He's going to get a win under his belt and, and get some, regain some of his momentum since he's been gone for 6 months. So yep. I was not expecting that. So
no, I wasn't either.
Robert, he said Earl should get his receipt on us. Hey, I don't make those graphics, but they sure are funny. Just like if somebody was doing something to me, I would think that crap's hilarious. So it's fine.
Yeah, shout out to the person who did that.
That one,
yeah.
Right there.
Yeah, our strong silent queen. Oh, Wesley, how are you?
My heart.
Oh, he says, hi, Sarah Denise. Mitchell is phenomenal. I believe in AJ. I don't even know how the heck I could sing that. That's right, though. I believe in AJ Styles, too. And I am so sad that his ankle injury was legit. I was seriously hoping and praying that they were just embellishing it, making it seem worse than it really was.
Going to be out for a while.
So what did they? So I can't really pay attention to social media much, like when I'm at work. So I miss a lot of stuff that comes out during the day. What did they say is wrong with his ankle? And does he have to have surgery?
I don't. look at anything that the dirt sheets say. The only thing I'm gonna believe is if it comes from him or like
Sure.
WWE. And he had finally just, well, he was responding to a post about it. He did it late last night.
Oh, okay.
He was just saying when he took the boot off, it looked like he was expecting like his bone to be sticking out of his foot. And then I guess another comment was, as the kids would say, I'm cooked. So I don't think it's good. Yeah.
Oh no. So he said the whole thing with the bone sticking out of the foot. He said that because of how bad it hurt.
Yeah.
I guarantee you he probably sprained his ankle really bad.
It's a Liz Frank. I don't know how you pronounce it, but it was like, I guess if you were to make this like your foot or whatever, using this as the example for the foot, it's almost kind of like right where the toes meet,
Ooh.
like meet kind of a thing.
So it's right where you're, I mean,
like
you definitely,
on the ball, like by the ball of your foot. Like if you're just going on the top, I guess on the opposite side of your foot where the ball of your foot would be.
Oh my God. Well, and I mean, you would have to wear an immobilizing boot of some kind for sure, because you wouldn't be able to put any weight on that.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah. So I'm just
and how the hell did that happen?
The way he landed on his foot when he did his reverse DDT.
Oh my God.
And then like, cause the way he landed and the way he brought Mello down on his foot, it bent his foot the wrong way. And then when
God,
whatever the hell the move is called, putting him like over his knee, he did it over his bad foot, and like the way his foot,
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh my God. It's so shitty because it's like we exchange Jimmy for AJ.
Yeah.
AJ goes out, and then a week later, Jimmy comes back at Bad Blood. And I'm like, can't we have both, please?
No, apparently.
God dang it.
That's why I was like,
apparently that's
a tweet saying
too much to ask.
First does not want AJ Styles fans to be happy. Like, he's gone almost 4 months, comes back, and the night he comes back, he gets injured. Like, what the fuck? Like, why?
Especially, with him doing, I mean, he was doing shows over in Japan that weren't like WWE affiliated at all. I mean, I know they had their Japan tour and stuff, but he did other stuff like Jordan. I saw a picture on social media. It was Jordan Grace and AJ Styles in the airport together on their way to Japan. So like it was a bunch of different people from a bunch of different wrestling companies. It wasn't just a WWE thing. So
and he did the Berlin ones.
Yep.
And then when they announced him coming back, he did those weekend shows. I think it was the 26th and the 27th, or the 25th and the 26th, whichever 2 days were the weekends. And then the following Friday was when he actually came back and got injured.
His first match back. God, that sucks.
Yep.
It just sucks. So I was all excited for him to be back, and then it was like, oh, wait, never mind.
We're going to take him away for another 6 months. It's cool. It's cool.
6 months he has to be out?
That's what Mitch said. It would be at least 6 months.
Oh, no.
Hey, whoa. Don't use me as a source.
Oh, I did just use you as a source.
Yeah.
Oh, does that mean you're on the same level as the dirt sheets, Mitch?
Well, no, I only asked him because of his dad.
My dad's a doctor, so I actually have.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. I forgot.
Yeah, I think it will be 4 to 6. I'll ask my dad again, but I think it'll be 4 to 6.
Yeah. So
God, that blows.
It's gonna be fun. I said, and I even said to Mitch before you popped in, it makes me feel better knowing that I'm gonna be missing SmackDown and the Holiday House show when it comes to Florida, because he's not gonna be there because I'm gonna be up in Tennessee.
We'll see. Well, see, there you go.
Yeah, I know. I was like, I feel a little bit better about it now because I know he's not gonna be there.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna be missing him while I'm up in Tennessee.
Oh yeah, definitely. I understand that for sure. It's like you don't feel guilty for it.
No, exactly. It's like I get
You
to
know?
save money and I'm not gonna miss him being there.
Right?
It's so terrible, but God.
Well, now you can save it up for, for when he gets back, and then you can be going to SmackDown shows and stuff when they're down there.
It's very true.
So
It's gonna be tough.
Yeah.
Phenomenal breakdown though. It's gonna be tough.
yeah, I know. All that anticipation for him to come back, and then we had the announcement, and then it was like womp womp.
My poor little AJ Hart.
It just sucks. It just sucks. And it's like, as much as it sucks for us, imagine how much it sucks for them
Yeah.
when they get hurt and they
Yeah,
have to
oh,
be on
yeah.
the sidelines. When you have somebody like that who's very physical and they're a professional athlete, that would be torturous. I'm sure that's torturous. I'm sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, so back to Jimmy. Sorry, we kind of got off topic there for a second.
You can blame Wesley for that one.
Yeah, Wesley. It's all your fault, Wesley. It's all your fault. But yeah, I'm so glad Jimmy's back. But I noticed that Roman, I was surprised when Roman was telling the crowd, Mitch, yay, not my fault. No, that was Wesley's fault for bringing up AJ Styles.
For once.
But yeah, for once, it's not Mitch's fault.
Love you, Mitch.
But yeah, I mean, another thing that surprised me was when Roman told the crowd to acknowledge Jimmy. Big Jim.
Yeah.
I was like, Roman still had the isms from when he was a heel. So I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah. I don't know. I don't know if this is gonna end good. I was like, I don't know. Is he gonna try to do something to Jimmy for interfering in the match? But I was like, okay, he's telling the crowd to acknowledge Big Jim. Awesome. Like, very cool. Very, very cool. So I was surprised by that. But yeah, I mean, I'm hoping Roman realizes now that they are going to need help to take down the Temu bloodline. I think he realizes now, after they both got their butts whooped after Jimmy's match on Friday with Solo.
Yeah.
Which I still think Jimmy should have won. Solo's 43-1 now?
Wow.
43 losses and 1 win.
Yeah, seriously.
So I said, I'm like, if you want to make him seem like a menace, you want to make him seem like he's unstoppable and unbeatable, then he should be, I would think that he would be winning matches, but
exactly.
He's not. So, but yeah, so really happy that Jimmy's back. Did you see their interaction last night on Raw?
I was just like, I think Roman may have tried to talk Jimmy into getting Jay, and Jay's like not having it at all. I was like, good for you, Jay. Good for you. Because I mean, you did not part ways very nicely with them.
Well, what I think is going to happen, I think that the Temu bloodline is going to somehow interfere in Jay's match with Braun Breaker and cause Jay to lose the Intercontinental Championship, and that is going to loop Jay back in with Jimmy and Roman.
I like it. Okay.
Either that, or maybe Sami Zayn is going to have to talk to Jay and persuade him.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you could have like Rhea Ripley even talk to Jay about it and, tell him like, hey, you really do, you really should go and join up with them. They need your help. And since he's a baby face, he'll want to help. But yeah, so I'm just glad Jimmy's back. It'll be interesting to see how this all unfolds before Survivor Series, because we're like 6 weeks away. So they need to pick up the pace here a little bit and get this story moving along. Let me ask you something. On SmackDown, we had Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan and Dumbass Dom and Raquel show up on SmackDown, and they're Raw people. What did you think about that?
I thought it was. I mean, it's a nice twist. Yeah, it's been a while since we've had anybody from SmackDown on Raw and vice versa.
Sure.
And stuff like that. Well, I mean, the last one was Randy, but that was part of. Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, with it being, it does help with storyline and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I mean, no, I like it. It's almost like a little shake-up kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Without it being a shake-up.
Wesley, I've been calling him Dumbass Dom since he joined the Judgment Day. That's what I call him, Dumbass Dom. Just like I call Jungle Boy Jack Perry, I call him Jungle Jackass. So, because he's a jackass. Like I said, you open the forbidden door in AEW, shove him through it so he comes out in Japan and leave him there. He's terrible. Terrible. Send him back to Japan.
Like the Japanese to that.
It's like return to sender. Return to sender. Send him back to Japan. Oh, look at that. I got Mitch's background.
Oh, Lord.
I'll change that. Let me change the avatar.
Please do.
To one more appropriate.
That's
there
better.
We go. That's a lot. That is so much better.
No, Mitchell.
Oh, Mitchell Foley.
Orange Cassidy's bestie.
Yeah, Orange Cassidy's bestie. Mitchell Foley. Oh, Mitch, I love razzing you. It's so fun.
Yeah.
It's so much fun.
Love you.
But yeah, I wonder if, because, with the whole Raw people on SmackDown people on Raw, when Vince McMahon was still around, he overdid that to death.
Oh, yeah.
And it was like, why even bother having separate rosters and doing the like trading people and the draft and all of that? What is the point of that if you're just going to have people bebopping back and forth between Raw and SmackDown? There's no point. And it messes with the continuity of, who's on which show.
Exactly.
So it's like, I'm sorry, if I'm a fan of Randy Orton, I'm going to want to watch whichever show he's on, which is SmackDown. So it's like, if he's bebopping back and forth constantly, it's like, well, what the hell?
Yeah. No, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it's just, it's annoying. But when it's done, I think when it's done in this fashion, it's not so bad. And plus, they were building towards Liv Morgan and Nia Jax's match at Crown Jewel.
Yes, this is true too.
So I understand why. And like I said, it's not, Triple H doesn't do that stuff a ton. He does it when it's necessary and when it adds to the, to the storytelling, which I 100% appreciate for sure. So yeah. So yeah, I wanted to get your perspective. on that, on that part. So
it gives it
all right. Yeah. A little bit of change kind of shakes it up a little bit. So, and then our next topic that we're going to discuss is, how do you feel about champion versus champion, the champion versus champion matches at Crown Jewel? What do you think?
Honestly, I mean, that's what Survivor Series was for.
Yeah. That is an excellent point.
I didn't think about it when like Triple H announced the title belt. Oh, was it at Raw or whatever? And
No,
now
it was at Bad Blood.
it was at Bad. Okay, I don't know why I thought it was at Raw. It was at Bad
Yeah,
Blood.
it was at Bad Blood.
Like,
Yep.
Just sitting here like reading that, and like when you asked me, and I'm like, it's that's what Survivor Series is for. It's what Survivor Series is for. But they got rid of that and then just made it War Games and whatever feuds are going on right now. I just wish that they would bring back the regular Survivor Series. That makes it more fun. It's like the competition. You're not getting competition anymore. It's just literally like a freaking war, and it's just, yeah. I mean, now that I'm
it's one group versus another group.
Yeah, now that I'm actually getting to think about it, I'm not too keen. But I mean, like, we have a say. And another freaking title belt, like another title belt. Well, what is the why?
Well, and it's not relevant. Like it's not like it's a title that's going to be defended, like the Intercontinental Championship or the World Championship or the Heavyweight. Like they're not going to be defended.
Yeah.
You're right, Wesley. Why does the Crown Jewel belt look like the AEW International Championship? That is a really good point. And that belt, I know it was the men's belt that Triple H revealed. That belt looked huge. It looked way too big.
Yeah.
Like the middle portion of it, it looked way too big. I mean, it looks like it's going to cover someone's entire torso.
Oh yeah. No, I just thought about it too. What if somebody like with the whole Saudi Arabia kingdom, whatever the freaking hell they call themselves, made a comment to him, like demanding it? What is he going to tell them? No.
Yeah, exactly. And especially if they paid for the belt, because I guarantee you, with all the bling and the jewels and everything on there, hence the name of the PLE is Crown Jewel.
Yeah.
I doubt WWE paid for that belt.
Yeah, so that's just another thing.
I'm willing to bet dollars to donuts that that Saudi Arabia paid for it.
Yeah.
So
now it's just like
I guarantee you they probably paid for it.
Now with it being a yearly,
so I could see it. Well then, okay, but then this doesn't make sense either. Okay, so we have Cody and Gunther. Okay, champion versus champion. Let's say Gunther wins it. Well, what if Gunther is not the world champion? Then he's not going to be going and defending it. Like how would that even work?
Unless that belt goes straight to the new champion.
Oh, I guess they could do that kind of like a transfer type of thing. But
that's pointless. I mean, that makes no sense because that person did not earn that belt.
No, they didn't. It's like, oh yeah, here's an additional belt. It's like buy one get one, buy one get one free.
Yep.
Earn one, get one free.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But yeah, I agree, Wesley. I do think that belt, it does look like very much like the International Championship in AEW. It really looks very similar. But yeah, it just, I don't know. It almost feels like they're just kind of throwing together these matches for Crown Jewel. They're kind of flying by the seat of their pants. I don't feel like they've really put a ton of thought into what's going to be on the match card for Crown Jewel.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and you figure, okay, we were just talking about this before we went live with Mitch. Crown Jewel is it's Saturday, November 2nd. So you've got 2 Saturdays.
Yeah, 2.5 weeks.
Until we've got 2 weeks. And the only match they've announced is the champion versus champion matches. That's it.
Yep.
It's like, come on, guys, we got to put the pedal to the metal here. You've got 2 weeks. So, but I think because this isn't one of their most popular like PLEs, that they just really they basically just, I mean, Vince McMahon just did it as a cash grab to the Saudi Arabian government. Made a deal with their prince or their king or whatever and started holding Crown Jewel there, which that's fine. Because of course there's a need, there's a fan base there, absolutely. But I don't think they need their own pay-per-view and their own title belt and all this other stuff. So it's just kind of weird. So yeah, it just seems like they're not putting very much, into a lot of effort into building this pay-per-view. So we'll have to wait and see what happens with it. But and then what happens if somebody, if somebody loses their normal champ, like the world championship or whatever, if somebody loses that belt, do they also lose the Crown Jewel belt then too? Do they also drop that?
I'm assuming so. It only makes sense.
God, it's so odd. It's just really weird.
It is. It doesn't make sense. It really doesn't.
I'm sorry, but I think we need like a women's intercontinental championship way before we got this stupid title belt for Crown Jewel.
Agreed.
I mean, that's something they definitely need. I think they need to get rid of the women's tag championships, and they need like a women's like secondary championship, like intercontinental championship, or call it something different. That's fine. But I think that's far more important. And it'll also be a lot more impactful to the fans if they had a women's like middle title belt. So
agreed.
But yeah, it's just, we'll see what happens. Like I said, I really don't care. I'm not a humongous fan of Gunther. I think he's boring as hell. Okay. I cannot stand Liv Morgan or Nia Jax, so I really don't give a crap about that match either. So for me, I'm like, it almost feels like they haven't announced a match yet for Crown Jewel, because I'm like, yeah, I don't give a crap about either the men or the women.
Four of the men, exactly. Any four of the champions don't care.
I don't care. I don't really care.
Nope.
I don't care.
Nope.
So, but we'll see what happens. I mean, maybe we'll have interference from Judgment Day to get Liv to win, which I think is boring and overdone to death. Yeah. Judgment Day just needs to go away.
I second that.
It's so overdone. It's not elevating any of the people that are in the group. Nope. I mean, may as well just separate, you know what I mean? Separate all of them.
Yeah. But, and we even said like well over a year ago, and I was like, Judgment Day is holding Finn back.
Oh yeah, I think they were holding him back. I think it helped Damian Priest at first, but then finally it's just like, okay, enough's enough. Like, you guys are like the, raw version of the Bloodline. You guys, it's the exact same crap with all the interference and the bullying and all of that. And I get it, they were both heel groups, but it's like, come on. You can only have people in a group run and do interference so many times before people just like, okay, and are we supposed to be impressed by this? Are we supposed to be happy about this? Because this is the same shit you did on Raw.
Yep. same old bullshit.
Yeah, same old crap. I'm like, boring.
Very.
Please do something different. So yeah, I guess we'll see what happens. And like I said, I really don't care who wins. I don't really want any of them to win.
Nope.
I don't want any of them to win.
I agree.
So,
definitely. Thought.
What?
Unless they do it now, I don't know. Unless they announce like Randy and Kevin going up against each other at Crown Jewel. Ooh. What if Kevin interferes in that match and costs Cody?
Oh, that wouldn't surprise me in the least.
I just thought about that now.
that wouldn't surprise me one bit if they did some stupid crap like that. That wouldn't surprise me. But it made me sad though when Kevin Owens turned heel. I'm like, I like him as a babyface because he's funny
Yes.
as hell. I really like him as a good guy. So yeah, that was a little interesting to see him turn heel. I'm like, but I liked him, and I liked him with Randy Orton, and
Yes,
you know,
I know.
punching Grayson Waller and Austin Theory in the face at the same time. That was so. Oh my gosh, it made me laugh so hard when he did that. The couple times that he's done that to them, it just cracks me up. I can't help it. It's super funny.
It is
Super funny. So yeah. So our next topic that we're gonna discuss tonight, dream matches that can still happen. So I think all of us kind of fantasy book from time to time. I know I do. Like, oh my gosh, it would be so great if what if like MJF eventually goes to WWE? Can you imagine what kind of matches he would have over there with all those people? Especially after like in WWE, did you ever see the video of when MJF he was in WWE as a security guard walking behind Samoa Joe, and Samoa Joe like shoulder checked him and pushed him out of the way, and the guy went on to go to AEW and become their world champion, but he was a security guard in WWE.
What?
I'm so glad. Now that I have to say, I know we're talking dream matches right now, but I have to say I was very glad to hear that MJF came back at Wrestle Dream on Saturday. It's like, oh, thank God. Like he's one of the best wrestlers that they have, and he's hilarious even though he's a heel. I enjoy him as both a heel or a baby face. It doesn't make a difference to me. But he just adds that extra oomph to their show. So I was very, very happy.
And I'm assuming he's a fan favorite.
Oh yeah, there's so many people that love him, even though he's a heel. It's so funny. Oh my gosh, I love him. I love him, and he's amazing in the ring. He's kind of like a old school style. He's not doing a bunch of jumps or moonsaults. He's not doing that stuff. It's like grappling.
Okay.
Makes me think very much of Bryan Danielson, the grappling, the blocks, the holds, all of the submission moves. Like that's the kind of stuff he does. I mean, yeah, he'll body slam somebody, or he goes, he's a heel, so he goes under the ring and grabs a weapon when he's not supposed to, and or tries dirty tactics. But they change it up. It's not like the same crap over and over again, like they do with so many people in WWE. It's like y'all need to get a little bit more creative with your interference. But yeah. So I think about that a lot. Like, what if MJF were to like show everybody in WWE, like, yeah, you guys only treated me as a security guard, and guess what? I went on to a different wrestling promotion and made something of myself, and I was their world champion, however many times. And now I'm here. So, and he absolutely, if he does ever go to WWE, he absolutely should not be in NXT.
Okay.
Absolutely not. He doesn't need to be in NXT. He doesn't need to be trained. He's excellent on the mic. Like he is so quick-witted and with his insults. Oh my God. And making fun of people. It's hilarious. So, yeah. So he definitely doesn't need to go to NXT at all. No. He should go straight to the main roster. But I don't know, like, it's just hard for me to think about dream matches because a lot of the people that I would want to put in like a dream match, they've retired.
Yeah.
Like I would love to see the Undertaker go against somebody like from the Wyatt Six, because they're both a little bit supernatural in a way. I would love to see Bo Dallas, like Uncle Howdy, go up against Undertaker. I think that would be really cool. And it would be a good homage to Bray Wyatt as well, which I still can't believe he's been gone as long as he has. It's kind of mind blowing that he's been gone over a year already. It's kind of crazy, but I think that would be pretty cool because from what I've read and seen, it seemed like Bray had a pretty special bond with Undertaker. So I think that would be a cool match I'd like to see, but obviously it won't happen because Undertaker's retired.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think.
I literally just thought, because I was like, even so too, just because they are brothers, but obviously it's not even close to being, since Bray is gone and everything, but it would just be so wild to see Bo and Bray against each other as Uncle Howdy and The Fiend.
Oh my God, that would have been awesome.
That match would have been wild.
Can you imagine? Like, they're both creations of, and I seriously think or wonder if that's the direction they were going in, or that they would eventually have gone in
too. Yeah.
With Bray Wyatt trying to kind of break free from Uncle Howdy's control, and the only way he could is if he brought the Fiend back.
Yep.
So the only way he could beat Uncle Howdy was to release the Fiend again, or something to that effect. So that's very smart.
Yeah, I was gonna say even that, and then Uncle Howdy, because you can still get Uncle Howdy and Randy. You've already had Randy and the Fiend. Seeing Uncle.
Oh yeah, I didn't even think of that. That would be awesome
too. Yep.
That would be so awesome. If there's anybody in the chat, what kind of dream matches do you guys would you guys want to see? And it's okay, like you could do, like, even if they can't happen, I guess you can bring some up if you guys feel like it, and we'll chat about it. But yeah, it's so crazy though, and that's why, like, the whole subject of, like, that tribalism just really just grinds my gears, because it's like, who cares?
Yeah.
Who cares? Can't you just be happy that we get to watch as much wrestling, as we want? And it's like, people just they don't get it. I will admit, the quality of AEW has really not been very good for a little while, so I do find I have a hard time watching it. But that's not to say that WWE doesn't suck from time to time. It's not like Raw last night was anything to write home about. It was a pre-taped show.
Yeah.
It was a pre-taped show, and I'm still, like, getting used to it only being 2 hours, because I'm like, wait, main event? I'm like, that can't be right. I'm like, it's still early. It's not even 9 o'clock yet. I'm like, oh shit, that's right. It's 2 hours. So I think what's going to end up happening is I'm going to finally get used to it being only 2 hours. And then that's when it goes back to being 3.
Yep.
Right when I get used to it.
But 2, damn it. Just leave it at 2.
Right. Let me do, like, a quick Google search here of, like, dream matches, because I'm, like, kind of drawing a blank. Bear with me.
You know what would be a badass match too is Seth and Dragunov.
Oh my gosh, that would be cool. They're both so intense in the
ring.
They're both so intense. Oh my goodness.
That match would be insane.
Let me see. Oh, so I found something on Reddit that they said actual, dream match. What are the actual dream matches left in wrestling? And somebody said, weird one, but I'd love to see a former Bullet Club leader 4-way. White, which is Jay White, versus Kenny Omega versus Finn Balor versus AJ Styles. That would be incredible. That would be so cool.
Oh, yeah, it would. Yeah, it would. And even thinking, I don't think, I mean, you can correct me if I am wrong, but I don't think AJ and Kenny have ever been in a match against each other before.
Oh, I don't know.
That would be a really good match.
Let me see. Is Kenny Omega? Bear with me just a second.
Well, I just asked my very good friend ChatGPT for some dream matches.
Jesus Christ, Mitch! What the hell? No one invited you in here. What the fuck?
All right, then. Bye bye.
Well, he is a queen after all. Come on now.
What did ChatGPT say?
I don't know. I'm kind of nervous now.
What did ChatGPT say?
All right, hold on.
Oh, okay. So it says, I just Googled it, and it says, yes, Kenny Omega and AJ Styles have wrestled together in an indie promotion.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's not like they wrestled against each other when they were both in New Japan or anything like that. The bout went down at PCW Back to School Bash on June 21st, 2006. That was almost 20 years ago was the last time Kenny Omega and AJ Styles had a match. That was the only time they ever had a match.
Damn. Well, shit. Put them
and Kenny Omega won.
Put them in the ring now together.
Yeah.
Ah.
But who knows when Kenny Omega's coming back, unfortunately, because he had that I think diverticulitis.
Mm-hmm.
So last we heard when he came out on AEW Dynamite one night, he said that they basically wrote him off of TV, I think, because then he posted on social media, I believe he was having surgery.
Yeah. I remember.
Which that poor guy. Oh my God. I just want him to be okay, but oh my goodness, if you've ever seen a Kenny Omega match, whew, he is so dang good. I loved his match that he had with Bryan Danielson in AEW. That's one of my favorites. Any match that he had with Will Ospreay was freaking fire. Like, oh, Ram, how are you? Thank you for coming. Sorry, I've been looking up stuff about dream matches, so I didn't see you in the chat. How's it going? I'm sure it's nice and warm in Australia where you're at. Where I'm here in Wisconsin in the United States, it is 42 degrees, but it says it feels like 37 because there's a little bit of wind outside. It is, I'm cold. Like my hands are like icicles, and I don't usually get cold. I usually am very, very warm. So, yeah, I wish.
Keep my comments to myself.
Oh no, what is it? What is it like down by you?
It's 77.
Oh man, that's like
I'm just gonna
like mid 70s with the sun shining is just that's my weather where I can walk around in jeans and sandals and a t-shirt.
Oh,
I love that weather. See, it's getting there. See, so it is. I mean, it's gonna be like this, I think, from here on out until it eventually gets much, much colder.
Yeah.
So, Sunday it's gonna be 71. Okay.
Okay.
And sunny. I'll take that. That's like beautiful driving weather.
Oh yeah, that's perfect weather.
So, yeah, unfortunately it's just one match, and it was with Kenny Omega and AJ Styles, and it was back in 2006. That's nuts that they didn't.
That's crazy.
I can't believe they didn't have any more matches together.
Yeah, because I mean, I know like in the Bullet Club, Kenny was the downfall of AJ being the leader of the Bullet Club, but that was because with him leaving them and going to WWE. But for all like the storyline and shit like that, I mean, no, Kenny was the reason for his downfall and everything. I know that. But I mean, like even like with them not having a match, even towards the end of AJ's New Japan career. I mean, that's crazy. That's crazy.
I know, isn't that nuts? Yeah. Somebody said on this Reddit, they said, I will forever be dejected that we never got Sting versus Undertaker.
Yeah.
It's rumored that they pitched a contract and Taker match to Sting when he was in TNA, but he had already committed to Victory Road against Jeff Hardy. And we all know how that ended up. That was when they had to call the match because Jeff Hardy was so drunk and high in the match he couldn't wrestle. So Sting gave up a match with Undertaker to do that match with Jeff Hardy. Can you imagine if he would have said, well, I'd much rather do the match against Undertaker? Can you imagine what we would have gotten with those two?
I think we were also supposed to get Sting and Taker at one of the first Crown Jewels, but Taker didn't want that. He wanted Goldberg. And I'm just like, what?
Oh my gosh, really?
Yes. And I'm like, wait, what? Goldberg over Sting? What? Like, what? That was
that is great. That's nuts. Why?
Yeah, that's my question.
Yeah, that's crazy. Another person said Brock Lesnar versus Gunther. Now, I don't know if I'd call that a dream match necessarily. Like, it's not really something I'd want to see. Bryan Danielson versus Ishii, who's I think he's in AEW. If not, he's still in New Japan.
Okay.
And then Roman Reigns versus Kenny Omega. Now, that would be interesting because Kenny Omega wrestles a very, very different style. Like,
Than Roman.
Very different in general.
Yeah.
But definitely different to Roman. So that would be interesting to see how they would match those two up together. That would be very interesting to say the least. And somebody else said, I'd love to see Roman Reigns versus Kenny Omega or Kazuchika Okada, which Okada, I'm not like a huge fan, not very impressed with his work in AEW thus far. Like, really not impressed. Somebody else said the Young Bucks versus the Usos. Yeah, no, you can miss me with the Young Bucks, or as Earl likes to call them, the young children, because they act like children. Spoiled little children.
Besides, the Usos would destroy them anyway.
Oh God, absolutely. They're Young Bucks. They are so overrated. They're washed up, man. They're not half as good as they think they are. So, this is an interesting one. Seth Rollins versus Will Ospreay. That would be. I would not mind seeing that. Seth Rollins versus Will Ospreay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh hell yeah! You can sign me up for that all day long. And Seth Rollins is so damn good. Like,
okay,
we all know Seth Rollins will be in the Hall of Fame one day. So
I'll do you one better with that. Seth versus Will versus AJ.
Ooh, I like that. Oh, I like that. Because I kind of think Will Ospreay does a lot of the very, he does a lot of flips and a lot of different movements where Seth is kind of slower, methodical, and I think AJ is like a mix between the two of them. He is like the perfect in between Will Ospreay and Seth Rollins. Oh, I like that. Ooh, there you go, Mitch. Add Finn Balor to that.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Finn and AJ in the ring together. the Survivor Series match. I always go back.
Oh yeah.
Match. I love that match between the two of them.
I still am hoping that they bring Demon Finn Balor back. Mostly because he's awesome and I really like that entrance music that he had. That entrance music was some of the best.
Yeah.
I mean, I could just jam out to that song and not even be watching wrestling. I would just pull it up and listen to it if I could. Like, I loved that song so much. So, yeah, that would be awesome. Add Finn Balor to that. But he's got to break away from Judgment Day first, though.
Yes.
Because I would not want to see, if you have a match like to that level, where you have Seth Rollins, Will Ospreay, AJ Styles, and Finn Balor, I wouldn't want Judgment Day coming down and interfering in the match. Like, no. Just no. That crap isn't going to work. Plus, I think with 4 of them in the ring, they could hold their own theoretically against Judgment Day. Yeah. So, but now you just add Raquel back into the mix, and like I said, not very impressed with her return. No. I didn't even know who it was at first. I was like, who the hell is that? Like, what is going on?
You say that, and you're the one that predicted it too.
I'm like, wait, who is that? And I didn't recognize her, but yeah, I did. I called it. I was like, because there was that one promo. It was either a promo or they were following somebody walking in before Raw started. You know how they follow some of the wrestlers as they're coming to the arena before Raw and SmackDown. So I can't remember if it was a promo outside or if it was them showing somebody walking into the arena. But they were doing an interview, I think, outside. And whoever they were talking to, Raquel was on the side of one of the semi-trailers.
Oh, okay.
And I'm like, kind of an interesting place to stop this person. And you see Raquel's head right behind that person.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
A little bit of foreshadowing, I think, because they did the same thing between for John Cena for WrestleMania.
Yeah.
And Stone Cold, because Stone Cold was supposed to do it, but then plans fell through, so Taker had to sub in last minute. Which I think that would have been more impactful I wish they would have had him bring his gear.
Ooh, that would be good too.
You know what I mean? If he would have came not just in like black jeans and a hoodie and a hat on, like I think it would have been more impactful if he actually was dressed as Undertaker.
Yeah.
But you could argue that he was American Badass Undertaker because he looked like he was about to go ride on his motorcycle.
Well, there you go.
So I guess you could say that. It's kind of what it looked like. He was going to go take a ride on his Harley, but...
Mitch.
Ooh, a fatal 4-way between all 4 of the horsewomen. That could potentially work too so that would be Sasha Banks or Mercedes Moné, as she's called now.
Bayley.
Barb, she's terrible. Bayley, Becky Lynch, and Charlotte. Yeah, Charlotte Flair. Yeah, and when is she coming back?
I don't know.
Like,
unless they save her for the Royal Rumble, I don't know.
Oh, God. I'm so sick of them doing that. It's like, I'm sorry, but if you creatively have room for somebody, okay, and you can use them in a meaningful way in a storyline, then you absolutely should do that.
Oh, Tiffany and Charlotte, that would be good too.
Oh, that's who I think is going to take the title off of Tiffany.
Is Charlotte?
Mm-hmm.
See, that's another thing too. I mean, like
I think they're going to give her another. I think they're going to give Charlotte number 17.
Well,
she can beat her dad's record.
She's somewhat growing on me, but that's just the one thing that irritates me with her. Is like she comes back and immediately like demands a match, and they give it to her, and I'm like, y'all gotta friggin' stop that. I don't care who she is. Stop handing her matches.
I wonder if we are going to see something different now. Now that Vince McMahon is like not in power anymore, because I think perhaps not all of it, but I think a good amount or a lot of it was because of Vince and her being Ric Flair's daughter and all of that.
Yeah.
So I'm very interested to see how different it's going to be now that Triple H is really like running the show and holding the reins. For the creative process in WWE now that Vince is out the door.
Think about that.
So, yeah, I wonder how much of it was him and how much of it was just because that's what he wanted to do, or if it was loyalty to Ric Flair. Or let me look and see how many.
Mitch said Gable versus Kurt Angle. That would have been.
Oh my God. I think of Kurt Angle every time I see Chad Gable on TV.
Oh, yeah. But Chad Gable will never be Kurt Angle. Ever.
Oh, no. Kurt Angle would wipe the floor with Chad Gable. Sorry, I'm trying to type and talk about something different. Oh.
Ooh.
Okay, so I just Googled just because I was curious how many championships has Charlotte Flair won. So it says as of October 2024, Charlotte Flair has won 17 championships in WWE. So I think it's counting NXT, which it shouldn't. So it said the Raw Women's Championship 6 times, and she was their first women's champion on Raw.
Mm-hmm.
She's had the SmackDown Women's Championship 7 times. 2 times with the NXT Women's Championship. And then Women's Tag Team Championship. She's got that once. Oh, wow. She was the last person to hold the Divas title.
Yep. Because I'm trying to think, was it a triple threat? It was either a triple threat or it was Becky versus Charlotte for that title. But the title was no longer the Divas. It was the Raw Women's Championship or something like that.
Okay, so it said Flair is, now I've got another one here. It says Flair is a 14-time women's world champion, having held the WWE Divas Championship once, of which she was the final holder. Mm-hmm. The WWE Raw Women's Championship 6 times, of which she was the inaugural holder, meaning the first one.
Okay,
and the SmackDown Women's Championship 7 times. So she holds the record on Raw and SmackDown.
Yeah. That's not
for how many times she's held it. So, yeah, so she's 14. So she would have to win 3 more times to beat her dad's record. I think 16 is Ric Flair's record. So, Mitch, oh my gosh. Chad, I know he's referring to Chad Gable. He should have been Kurt's son instead of Jason Jordan. I could not agree more. Like,
that'd be interesting.
I immediately think of Kurt Angle when he first came into WWE, when he still had hair. That's what I see when I see Chad Gable. I immediately think of old school Kurt Angle when he still had hair.
Oh my God, that's funny.
But he does like the same moves. He does the German suplex. Well, I mean, a lot of people do the German suplex, but it looks so much like Kurt Angle. It's crazy. I actually saw the clip last night where Kurt Angle was doing that rap battle with John Cena. When John Cena was still the doctor of Thugonomics. Oh my gosh. You need to look it up and watch it. It is so dang funny. And it was on SmackDown. He had a SmackDown ref come up, and that ref is beatboxing into the microphone. And Kurt Angle was just roasting, in a way, John Cena. It was so damn funny. Oh my gosh. I think one of the lyrics was, it was something, what the heck? I want a gold medal with a broken freaking neck. Like,
God.
it's so funny. And he's wearing like a visor backwards, like John Cena used to.
Lord.
Oh my gosh. It just, there's more of it. It was just so damn funny. And I'm like, okay, I needed this laugh tonight. I definitely needed to watch that for sure. But yeah, I mean, there's a bunch of dream matches that can still happen, but some of the stuff won't ever happen, unfortunately, because I still think there is just too much tribalism in wrestling.
Yep.
For a lot of these matches to happen, like, that crap needs to go away.
Yeah.
And I don't foresee that happening anytime soon, especially kind of with the pettiness that goes back and forth between WWE fans and AEW fans. And, then you got people like me who like both. But Mitch says Braun Breaker versus any of his family members.
Braun Breaker.
Oh my God. Can you imagine?
Scott Steiner, sorry.
Oh my God. Can you imagine him doing a Frankensteiner to his uncle Scott Steiner?
Big Papa Pump.
Big Papa Pump. Barf. Barf. So gross. Yeah, and what was with the freaking chain crap he'd wear on his head? I'm like, okay, so are you supposed to be like a knight or something? Like, were you part of King Arthur and the Round Table?
Oh my God.
What the fuck are you wearing, dude?
And what's even worse, oh my God, I know this is like so totally off topic, but when you're bringing that up, when he was in TNA, he had,
oh my God.
Oh my God. Oh shit. Why am I drawing a blank on your name? I just had his name at the forefront of my mind.
Bubba Ray?
No.
He had some funny stuff with Bubba Ray, or Bully Ray as he was called.
Oh my God. Why am I drawing a blank on your name? Oh my God. This is going to bother me. Hold on. Okay. Because I know I'll be able to find it here. Hold on. Petey Williams. Okay. Like, I guess Petey was almost kind of like his protege per se. And like Petey like dyed his hair, like cut it, like buzz cut it down, dyed his hair blonde, like even did the tint or whatever. And then he even had one of his own, like the metal headpieces. And I was just like, even down to the sunglasses. And I was like, what the fuck are you? You look ridiculous. Like, just how you look ridiculous. You look like a fool. Like, why are you doing that?
Kind of like how they made Charles Robinson into Little Nate.
Oh my God. Yeah. Oh my God.
It's so funny.
Oh my God. It like, yeah, there's that. Let me see if I can actually. It was so bad. Oh my God.
Like, so bad it was bad, or so bad that it was funny?
Oh, both. Sarah.
Oh my God. If you're far enough away from the picture, it looks like he's wearing a bleach blonde wig.
Well, I mean, might as well be, because he literally bleached his hair blonde, like Steiner.
Oh my God, that's so crazy.
Oh my God, yeah. Really, Mitch?
What about the Miz? Any dream matches for him? Yeah, Miz versus Omos.
Oh, Miz versus Omos. I'm trying to think if that's actually happened or not. I don't know.
I think it would be funny to just watch him get totally stomped.
Yeah. I mean, anybody who got into the ring with Omos got their ass handed to them.
Well, except for Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins won. which I think that was such a lazy match. Like
that.
I think that happened on one of the PLEs. I know. I remember watching it. Where he was trying to do the curb stomp to Omos, and Omos was even kneeling on his hands and knees. He was so tall. Seth, there's no way he could get his leg up high enough to do the curb stomp, so he had to jump off from, I think, the second or top rope and do both of his feet to curb stomp him.
Damn.
Yeah. So, I mean, the only reason why that match was even sort of good was because of Seth Rollins. Omos is terrible. He's absolutely useless in the ring. Like, he's really tall and big. He's a really tall, big guy.
Yeah, I think the only thing he was actually ever useful for was being AJ's bodyguard.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, he's a really big dude. Okay, and? I mean, I'm sorry, you're going to put somebody in the ring. They gotta kind of know what to do.
With that, yeah.
Especially with the moveset and everything. It's like, dude, come on.
Yeah.
They got to do more than just choke slam somebody.
Yeah, all right.
I mean, even Kane and Undertaker, the choke slam was one of the signature moves for both of them.
Yeah.
And they could still go in there and wrestle.
Yep.
So, yeah. Yeah, Omos and Miz, or I wouldn't mind seeing the Miz get tsunami'd by Bronson Reed.
This is true. I wouldn't mind that either.
But you know what I want to see more than anything? I want to see R-Truth whoop his ass.
Yes. I'm sure we'll get that again eventually. Because, I mean, that was kind of... with the Final Testament distracting the Miz. That was kind of almost like a giveaway for Truth.
Yeah. It's just... It's like, do you honestly expect any of us to believe you have any good intentions carrying Cross? Come on now.
No. Just gonna do it to benefit you.
I don't know about any other dream matches.
I can't either.
Like, it's just hard because a lot of the people I want to see of dream matches, the people, at least one person's retired.
Yeah.
Like, I think another one that would be really good would be Ric Flair and MJF. I think that would be freaking amazing.
Okay, interesting.
That would be amazing because they're both super like old school. I mean, MJF is like, what is he, like 27 or 28, and he is so old school. So that's why, like, I think that would be great. Like, I think they would have an excellent match together if Ric Flair wasn't like 106, retired.
Woo!
Oh my gosh.
No, you don't, Rick. No, you don't.
You know what's really funny? Every time I see Jay Lethal show up in AEW, I think of that woo off he had with Ric Flair in TNA. Woo! Oh my gosh, the way he was throwing himself down on the ground and doing the walk and
on right now. Like even at the time, that's when AJ was Rick's protege and he was champion, and AJ's like behind Rick. He's like, what the fuck is going on right now?
I know. You could see like AJ in the background when it shows Ric Flair in the ring. You could see AJ in the background trying very hard not to laugh. And hold it together.
Dude, oh my God, but Jay Lethal, oh my God, he fire with that.
Oh my God, I know.
So,
that's one of the funniest things like in wrestling altogether.
That was amazing. Jay Lethal killed
one of the funniest things. Oh yeah. He did such a good job with that. So
he did.
But yeah, I think of Ric Flair every time I see Jay Lethal. It just cracks me up. Let's see. So, sorry, guys. Just wanted to take a little bite of my dinner. Okay. So our last topic of the evening here,
Interesting.
Mitch, WWE Hall of Fame predictions. Well, I know my first one.
Bray.
Yep. 100% Bray Wyatt. All the way. He should be the one, like the featured one.
Oh
like
yeah.
how they put Paul Heyman last.
Mm-hmm.
This year I think that should be Bray Wyatt next year, hands down for sure.
Wholeheartedly agree, and then have Bo receive it on his behalf.
Oh my god.
Yeah, why'd you like freaking cry watching that?
There wouldn't, I don't think there would be very many people not crying watching that.
Yeah. Nope.
Especially like when they put together the compilation of it, of his career and stuff, like those promo videos they do.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, like, even when like the Wyatt Six came out for the first time to his Shattered music, like I literally I cried, and I'm like, oh my god. I was just like, holy shit.
Oh, when the Wyatt Six first came out?
Yep.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I was sitting there in tears.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm really looking forward, kind of on an off topic, I'm really excited to see what they do with the Wyatt Six next, since their feud with Chad Gable and the Creed brothers is done. I'm really looking forward to see what, who they're going after next. I've heard people on social media say The Miz. I think they should go after Judgment Day. I think Judgment Day would be perfect, because they keep talking about how they're family. And what do? They betray Rhea and Damian Priest and kick them out. So I think that would be good. That would be really good for them.
I mean, they've been gone.
They've been gone like a month.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say at least a month. So I mean, like, unless that's, I mean, like Gable is like, even like the four of them. I think I saw like Ivy in one match, but I mean, like, yeah, both parties have been gone for like at least a month. So I mean, it's just like it's almost due that like when this Wyatt Six come back, that I mean, it'll be only fitting that they go after, and that would even be a perfect match at Survivor Series. Shit.
Oh, definitely. I think that would be great.
Mm-hmm.
If you did the Wyatt Six versus Judgment Day, that would be awesome. And it would be very fitting.
Yeah. Big time. Oh yeah.
It would be very fitting for sure. Definitely. So yeah, I would like to see Bray Wyatt. I could see them doing Batista.
Yeah, I was gonna say long overdue. I think he was supposed to for COVID, like on 2020, but because of COVID.
Yeah.
And everything.
I know. But still, okay. So you didn't do it in 2020 because of COVID. Okay, so what about 2021, 2022, and 2023? Exactly. What the frick? Did you just forget about him? I don't think John Cena is going to go in this year because this is his last year wrestling. I think they're going to wait until John Cena is like fully retired before they put him in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, agreed.
That's what I think. But that's what I predict they're going to do. But I could see them putting him in, like inducting him this coming season, this coming WrestleMania season. I could see them doing that. But I just don't know, because there was so many people that were screaming from the rooftops to induct Bray Wyatt. They didn't do it, and they inducted Paul Heyman instead, which is perfectly fine. It was very well deserved. Mm-hmm. So I don't think they're going to do Cena right away. I think they're going to wait until 2026 to do that.
Yeah.
I could see Jey Uso going in the Hall of Fame, but not for a very long time. I don't think I don't think Jey Uso is going to be going into the Hall of Fame anytime soon. Or even Roman for that matter. I think they're going to wait until anybody in the bloodline. I think they're going to wait until they retire and they're done before they do it. So, but yeah, I mean, Batista was the one Batista and Bray Wyatt were the two that I immediately thought of.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm just trying to think of who else. Like, I can't think of anybody off the top.
well, because I can't really think of anybody else off the top of my head that could possibly be inducted. Because I mean, we never guess like, oh, great, it's dumbass Dom in the chat.
I know this. I don't even think. Never mind.
What?
Like, oh, I was gonna say Edge, but he's with AEW right now, so that's not gonna happen.
I think he's already been inducted.
Has he?
I think he was inducted after he retired from wrestling the first time.
Okay.
I think like after he had to leave because of his neck. Let me check.
You're right. Isn't Goldberg already part of the Hall of Fame?
Yep, Edge was inducted into the Hall of Fame in 2012.
Okay, so that's why I don't remember. That's been freaking forever. Okay.
Let me check. Goldberg was inducted into the Hall of Fame in 2018.
Okay, I was gonna say I thought he was already Bryan Danielson or Daniel Bryan, whatever you want to call him. I mean, he's retired. He's retired now from. Is he not?
WWE. He hasn't like formally retired, but like storyline wise, they Cave John Moxley and his group like beat him up and whatever. Okay. So. And put him out. It's basically so Bryan Danielson, he needs to have neck surgery. Like he was saying that there's pain in his leg and in his hip that is so bad. It's like the shooting pain that he can't sleep at night because the pain in his hip and his leg is so bad.
Wow, that's terrible.
So I'm glad that they, I think it was the right decision to have him drop the world title. Get the title off of him so he can go and have surgery. Now, he said like when he made the promise to his daughter to retire, it was from full-time in-ring competition. I could still see after he's all healed up from his neck surgery, I could see him coming back like once in a while in the ring. Yeah. I could totally see him doing that. But it's not going to be like the last few months where it seems like every episode of Dynamite, he's on TV at least once a week, either on Dynamite or Collision. Okay. And then he's been at all the pay-per-views. Like he's been doing all the pay-per-views even before he got the world title. He's been doing almost all the pay-per-views. So, Ram said, hopefully Denise's guy gets a chance in the Hall of Fame, the phenomenal AJ Styles.
He will eventually. He's done. Yeah. This brings down to his next question for me. He still needs to get accepted into TNA's Hall of Fame. I think that'll happen once he retires completely. Yeah. I think just because with him being with WWE. But to answer your question is I loved him in TNA. Watching him in TNA, it's literally like a freaking treat because I mean the shit that he did in the ring back then, I was like, I'd watch it and I was like, it's giving me anxiety watching this, and it happened 20 years ago. That's how insane it was. Oh my god, like the shit that he did was crazy. It's like when what is the match like? Was it against Cross, or was it who was he in a match with when he did that 460 and people went batshit crazy because he's doing a freaking 460 springboard 460 as a like at 46, and people are going crazy. And I was like, yeah, because he's that damn good. Imagine him doing that 20 years ago. It's insane.
Yeah, I can't imagine seeing imagine seeing him live like 15 years ago.
Yeah, no,
you know, and you gotta realize too, like he's only been in WWE for 8 years. It feels way longer than that.
Yep.
It feels way longer than 8 years. And I don't mean that like in a bad way. It feels like it's been a lot longer than 8 years.
It has. Yeah, like even my manager got to see him in TNA when they were, because with their home base was at one of the studios at Universal Orlando and everything. And I was just like, I hate you. I'm so jealous. But I was like, I'm sure if I was a wrestling fan back then, my ass would have been there every single week.
That's funny. That's really funny. But yeah, so that's kind of what, like I said, the only two people I can really think of are Batista and Bray Wyatt. That's pretty much it. Yep. Like those are the two. Those are the two that I can think of that I think really deserve it. That they did a lot. I know Bray Wyatt's career wasn't very long, but boy, did he make an impact in the little bit of time. I just wish that we would have gotten to see a lot more of what, about his creativity and, what he could do in the ring when he came back to WWE.
Agreed.
So I really wish we could have had the chance to see a lot more of him. Because I think that the Uncle Howdy story, the original Uncle Howdy story, I think it was going to go obviously in a very interesting direction. And unfortunately we didn't get to see it, which really sucks.
It does.
It really sucks.
It does.
So yeah, I think he definitely deserves it, as does Batista for sure. Dave Batista definitely should be in the Hall of Fame. So yeah, those are the two I can think of.
I mean, I know this sounds like totally far-fetched and out of left field, even though he's the COO, but Triple H.
I know he was inducted. I know DX was inducted, I believe.
Yeah, but like him, just like him.
Like individually?
Yeah.
Let me look and see.
I don't think he was.
Okay, so he was not individually. It looks like he was inducted into the Hall of Fame in 2019 with DX.
Yeah.
That was it. Will Triple H go into the Hall of Fame? I think so.
This is even I don't think Kane.
I think Kane. Let me see if Kane is. Another good one to induct would be Evolution.
Yes.
With Randy Orton, Batista, Ric Flair, and Triple H, and you better do that one while freaking Ric Flair is still alive.
Right? Make him a 3-time Hall of Famer.
Okay, who were you asking me about just now?
Kane.
I
don't know why. I don't think that he.
Yep, he was inducted in 2021.
Was he? Oh yeah, he was. And I was there.
He was inducted at 2021. Did you know Kane holds the record for the most appearances in a Royal Rumble match at 20. He was in 20 Royal Rumbles.
That's wild.
And He also holds the record for the highest cumulative total eliminations at
eliminations. That's what I thought.
46.
That's crazy. I knew he had
Oh
the most
my
eliminations.
God.
That's wild.
Yeah, that's insane. Wow. Yeah. So yeah, Kane was inducted back in 2021.
That's right. I don't even know how I forgot that because I was, like I said, I was there for that too, and it's just boop,
You know,
right over my
I
head.
think you should induct the Brothers of Destruction.
Yeah. Oh.
So you could do Taker and Kane, induct them as their tag team, Brothers of Destruction.
Yes.
Boom.
Yes.
You could do that too.
Yes.
But 100%, I think Triple H is not inducted yet on his own, and I think that's criminal. I think he should be inducted.
Mm-hmm.
He was one of the best heels especially in the Attitude Era, because he was feuding at any time. He was feuding with Stone Cold or The Rock, or sometimes both of them at the same time. You know, but personally, one of my favorite versions of Triple H is when he was with when he and Shawn Michaels redid DX, and it was just the two of them as a tag team, and all the funny crap they did with just picking on Vince McMahon and Shane McMahon. Oh my goodness, and the Spirit Squad, that was some of the funniest crap I've ever seen.
God.
Like if I need a good laugh, I will go back and watch those episodes of Raw with DX. Like they were just so damn funny.
They were
so funny.
And I know you saw the episodes where DX would trash on Rated RKO.
Oh my God. where Edge and Randy came out dressed as Triple H and Shawn Michaels, and Edge had that gigantic fake nose on, and then they said that Randy was the number one search result on the World Wide Web. They were still calling it the World Wide Web back then. I'm like,
of the gay community.
Of the gay community. I was like,
and he's like, yeah. And then as soon as
he was like, ooh. Like it was just Randy's facial expression. It was super duper funny.
And then his face too, and they brought up the him in the shower. He's like, oh, I forgot about those. How did you get those?
Didn't Triple H also bring up the picture of Shawn Michaels from Playgirl magazine?
He's like, oh, hey, how did that get up there? Oh my God.
Or when Stephanie gave birth to their first daughter, do you remember they came out to congratulate Vince McMahon on being Grandpa Vince, and they showed a picture of Vince McMahon as a baby and Shane McMahon, and then the newest addition to the McMahon family, and it's a little baby with Triple H's head on, going like crying with a funny DX onesie on and holding a rattle that says "suck it." I'm like, oh my God, it's so funny. Oh my goodness. Or the episode where they came out dressed up as Shane, and where DX came out dressed as Shane and Vince, and they were dancing to that old music video that Vince McMahon did where Hulk Hogan's playing the guitar in the background.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh. Just comedy gold. Is so damn funny. So if you're ever feeling sad or mad, or you just need a laugh, go look up old DX stuff. It will make you laugh and put you in a much better mood.
It'll make you feel laughing so hard.
Yes. You won't be crying because you're sad. You'll be crying because you're laughing so hard. That's the main difference. That is 100% the main difference. So, But yeah, so that is pretty much, that's all we have this week for Queens of the Ring, guys. So I'd like to thank everybody for being here with us tonight and joining us. Everybody in the chat, Robert Brown and Ram, and you got, good old Mitchy Poo in the chat joining us, and we had Dirty Dominic Mysterio.
Who said yeet?
Dumbass.
Because he doesn't support yeet.
Yeah, he just said yeet.
Yeet.
I would have laughed. I would have laughed if like Finn Balor came in and somebody named Finn Balor came in and said no yeet. That would have been funny. But yeah, so thank you guys, everybody in the chat, for joining us tonight. We had a lot of fun. We talked about a lot of wrestling things. And yeah, again, please make sure you like and subscribe to the Hardcore Sports Network. Queens of the Ring is exclusive to the Hardcore Sports Network, so you'll only find the show there. But please like and subscribe this stream. Like and subscribe to the Hardcore Sports Network. Like the stream. Follow them on all the social media platforms. And thanks again for everybody being here, and we'll see you guys next week.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.